Portland City Commissioners Amanda Fritz and Nick Fish invited the public to engage in a conversation about the future of Portland's public water infrastructure. Here's an excerpt from that meeting.
It's been flawed from the start, and the reason it's flawed is because they use a sampling method that doesn't distinguish between harmless, the majority of cryptospecies, and harmful and harmless. The majority are harmless. There are only a few cryptospecies that are harmful to humans. But in 2008, the Water Bureau put together this fast-track plan to eliminate our open reservoirs. No one was involved in that decision. It was all done behind the scenes. And I do give credit to Amanda, who was blindsided by this, and over time started calling the Water Bureau on it. But we weren't involved in that. So there is no mandate to eliminate open reservoirs. What the rule says is treat or cover for this non-existent cryptosporidium. And thank you, New York, because EPA is now reviewing this regulation. And, it's true that no city has a waiver, but, in my heart, wherever the commissioners are, they're right there, I absolutely believe we could have gone, and we still can get a deferral if the Water Bureau weren't working back room to defeat the evidence. Because last time around, we worked with Commissioner Novick, to put together a proposal. We didn't have any assistance from the Bureau, none. And of course, it would have been a much better proposal if they had really dug in and put together details like New York has. You look at New York's proposal, 180 pages, and you look at our little proposal. But I did a public records request. I haven't ever testified before you or spoken to either of you about this since then, of the Oregon Health Authority's records. And in those records, it's really clear the Water Bureau went back room. They used a surrogate to send their message. Dave Leland, in his response, says, now we know what the Water Bureau wants. The Water Bureau, of course, didn't want that deferral. And Mayor Hale's chief of staff, Gail Shibley, who had denied us the first time around, working for Mayor Hale's, she also called OHA to protect her first decision. Go back again. That's what we want. New Jersey, of all places, they have their lake-like reservoirs. They're not highly engineered like our reservoirs are. They're fighting. They had their meeting yesterday with the EPA, and of course the EPA is still saying, no, you can't have a break. But they're fighting, and I have no doubt they're going to go to Congress. EPA may or may not change the rule, but why is it that we can't delay? Who went to the governor? No one. That's what we asked. We asked that you go to the governor. He's in charge of the Oregon Health Authority. Why do we have bureaucrats making the decision? Why doesn't EPA, why don't we have a panel and have us, equal time? Put us out there together and come up with a solution that works. So I'm happy to answer any of your questions.
Do not allow yourselves to be misled. The Mount Tabor and Washington Park open reservoirs do not actually have to be shut down. The real reason they are rushing to close the reservoirs is so that a huge corporation called CH2M Hill can privatize and monopolize our entire water system for enormous monetary gain. CH2M Hill has recently admitted to the Department of Justice that it committed criminal conduct and widespread fraud on public works projects. Why is Portland awarding no-bid, no-cap contracts to CH2M Hill? Portland's City Council can still sue the Oregon Health Authority over its having disobeyed Oregon's legislative intent in this matter. Portland City Council can overturn its own arbitrarily self-imposed deadline for decommissioning Portland's open reservoirs. And Oregon's Governor Kitzhaber can simply instruct the Oregon Health Authority to stop the shutdown. Please, educate yourselves on this most critical matter before your public resources are sold off forever.